Digital technologies have been very important to my media work in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages. Before I began my film trailer in September, I was quite apprehensive about using iMovie as it looked quite difficult to function, and I knew that I often had problems with using new technology that I'm not familiar with. For example, last year whilst doing my Media AS work, I found it quite hard to use Photoshop. As I had never used iMovie, when I started to put my film trailer together, at first I found it quite hard to get the gist of, but after playing around with the software and watching YouTube tutorials, I slowly started to make progress whilst using the software, and within a few hours I had all the basic knowledge of iMovie. This meant that using and understanding this piece of technology made it easier throughout the production process of my film trailer. YouTube was also an important piece of my digital technology in the construction and research, planning and evaluation. It allowed me to upload each rough cut of my film trailer so that I could get feedback on it via various social networking sites such as YouTube itself, Facebook and Twitter. This meant that I could access my audience's feedback quickly and easily just through posting the link of the YouTube clip of my trailer, which helped me in the construction and research of my trailer. To film my trailer, I used a Canon camera, which was probably one of the most essential pieces of my digital technology for the construction of my A2 media piece. To make my film trailer as professional and similar to a real media text as possible, I use a tripod on the camera when filming almost every time to ensure that the camera is steady and so the picture quality is the best it can be for using the focus on the lens of the camera. Adobe Photoshop was another digital technology I used and was also familiar with from my media piece from AS. Adobe Photoshop allowed me to edit pictures for my magazine front cover and for my website to make them as professional looking as possible. It allowed me to change the background of my picture from being a normal street surrounding to a plain black background like you'd see in a real media text, especially a magazine for a horror film. In conclusion, I think that digital technologies, especially the Canon camera and iMovie, have been hugely important to the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages of my media piece, as they have made them as professional as possible and hopefully quite similar to real media text.